This opportunity could not have come in a more propitious time because of what I perceive to be an urgent problem besetting Philippine cooperatives. A consequent urgent need to rally all of our cooperatives in the country and other like-minded groups and citizens to effect important, significant changes in our policy. This is important, especially if we are to truly accomplish the 2020 Vision of International Cooperative Alliance, a topic in your conference now, which aims that cooperatives become the acknowledged leader in economic, social, and environmental sustainability. It is a big ask. It is a big goal. But why not? It is achievable. Also, you would like for us, the cooperatives, to be the model preferred by the people. This is important. This is the realization not only by those who are involved in the cooperative movement, but the rest of the country, that the cooperative is important. The cooperative movement is important. Not because we would like to make money out of the cooperative, not only because it gives a voice to individuals who ordinarily would not have a voice, would not have a say in the running of their lives, but because it should become an important part of our economy. When we are talking about our economy, we talk about small to medium-sized enterprises. That is exactly where cooperatives prosper. And we should make the cooperative the fastest growing form of enterprise. I think that you have identified in your theme 3 very important objectives that we who have been working in the cooperative movement for many years, I think that these are important objectives, and they are objectives that are practical in the sense that they are in fact achievable. The first one, I would say, is relatively simple, especially if the industry is steered by idealistic, innovative, and socially conscious cooperative leaders. Leaders who excel in their respective fields and who also have a good vision not only for the welfare of their members, but for the entire country. What is important here is a constant emphasis on continuing education and training of cooperatives, especially in the best and effective industry practices, environmental responsibility, and cooperative governance, of course, under the guidance of the CBA. Now, this is, of course, siguro recognized na ito na importante talaga yung training, recognized talaga na yung edukasyon, ngunit kailangan natin ayusin ang sistema ng CBA para sa training. Gumaganda naman, dahan-dahan gumaganda, dahil marami tayong ibinabago sa charter ng CBA, marami tayong binabago sa sistema nila. Sana nga, yung pag-training ay hindi na ganun kahirap, hindi na ganun kamahal, dahil alam naman natin, lalo na yung mga maliliit na kooperatiba na malayo yung pinanggagalingan, namamahalan sila dun sa kanilang ibabayad. Number 1. Pangalawa, mahirap mag-arrange dahil malayo silang pupuntahan. Kaya siguro, ang gagawin natin ay gagawin natin yung organisasyon para sa training, hindi lamang sa CBA, kung hindi, pwede nang i-outsource sa iba't ibang mga university, sa mga eskwelahan, para naman yung load, kasi yung CBA, iilan lang ang kanilang mga trainer, iilan lang kanilang mga staff, sana pagka naayos natin yung sistema yan, magiging mas madali para sa ating, lalo na yung mga bagong cooperative, makatanggap ng training at makakuha. The second and the third objectives are not quite as simple as that. Considering the circumstances, perhaps some people would say, parang itong mission impossible. But let's understand the problem. Let us start with the state policy on our cooperatives. In essence, it is the will of the sovereign Filipino people that we should foster the creation and growth of cooperatives as a practical vehicle for promoting self-reliance and harnessing people towards the attainment of economic development and social justice. Simply put, ibig sabihin na kailangan maliwanag na napakalaking maitutulong ng kooperatiba para sa ating mga maliliit na entrepreneurs, para sa ating mga magsasaka, para sa ating mga gustong magbukas ng SME. Lahat yan ay dapat makita na ang kooperatiba ay talagang tumutulong. At unang-una dyan ay kailangan natin ipaliwanag sa ating mga kababayan kung ano ang kayang gawin ng kooperatiba. Unfortunately, the importance and the value of the cooperative does not seem to be recognized by our government. Dahil, whereas before, malaki ang suporta na natatanggap ng mga kooperatiba sa gobyerno, ngayon parang hindi gano at hindi masyadong itinutulak at pinapalaki at pinapaganda ang cooperative movement. To achieve and accomplish this sovereign will, the law has granted, the law has granted to cooperatives tax exemption and other fiscal incentives. Under the Cooperative Act, registered cooperatives that transact and deal exclusively with their own members are not subject to any taxes and fees imposed under the Internal Revenue laws and other tax laws. Alam natin lahat yun. Anyone who has retained earnings of less than 10 million is not taxable. Paliwanag nyo nga kay Kim Menares yan kung bakit gano'n yan. Parang hindi hanggang ngayon, hindi pa niya maintindihan ano yung ibig sabihin. Kung ano ang mga pinapaliit, hinihinging mga paliwanag, ay lagi kong sinasabi, huwag ka nang humingi ng paliwanag sa amin, basahin mo yung batas. Nasa batas, nakalagay doon tax exempt ang mga maliliit na kooperatiba. Siyempre, yung mga malalaki, at saka yun ang nagtatransact doon sa general public, at ginagawa may side na negosyo, taxable yun. Pero kung miyembro lang ang kadil mo, bakit ka itatax? Ngunit iba ang interpretasyon ng ating kaibigan sa BIR. Registered cooperatives that transact or deal with non-members or to the general public are granted some tax exemption and other privileges, not a blanket tax exemption like the smaller limited cooperatives. The determinant factor, as I said, is the 10 million retained earnings, but it is clear. However, despite the fact that for all of us, when we read the cooperative code, maliwanag na maliwanag, tax exempt ng kooperatiba, it is clear that the government itself is getting in the way, imbis na makatulong sa gabal pa. As evidenced by the policy and the acts of creation of certain agencies of government that seem to ultimately defeat and frustrate this clearly stated sovereign will. Government, the BIR, is making it difficult for cooperatives to avail of tax exemptions by making discouraging and suffocating administrative procedures and requirements. Lahat na siguro na biktima na dyan, papabalik-balik kung ano-anong dokumentasyon ang hinihingi. Imbis na kilalanin na ang kooperatiba ay tax exempt, kailangan mong patunayan sa BIR na tax exempt ka. Dahil accredited cooperative ka, you're a fund. Hanapin sa iyo yung buong listahan at address at saka telephone number ng lahat ng miyembro. Babalikin ka sa regional office ng ilang linggo. Sabihin ko naman sa inyo, kami, nakikipag-usap kami kay Commissioner Menares, at pagkaharap namin, sabi niya, maganda, totoo yan, tanggap namin yan. Sang-ayon kami na talagang tax exempt ang mga kooperatiba. Pag kami ang kaharap. Pagkadating sa regional offices na ng BIR, iba na ang nagiging usapan. Hanggang ngayon, siguro hanggang ilang taon na namin paulit-ulit na sinasabi sa BIR, sinasabi sa mga regional offices, sa lahat ng masabihan namin sa gobyerno, sinasabihan namin na tax exempt ito. Pero kahit na pagkaharap kami, oo ng oo, patuloy pa rin ang kanilang ginagawa. The current practice, ngayon, bago makapag-avail ng tax exemption, kailangan ma-issuean kayo ng CTA. Pero bago noon, kailangan din Certificate of Good Standing from the Cooperative Development Authority. Yun, reasonable yun, na accredited kayo ng CDA. Subject, of course, to prior and faithful submission of certain documentary requirements by the cooperatives. I am not in agreement and have not been in agreement and have been opposing and trying to convince different members in the government that this is not the way the BIR should administer tax incentives. Anyway, it is the current practice. I cannot help but express my dismay because not only does this serve to defeat the beneficial purpose of the law, it also serves to cause a regression of all our cooperative development efforts. There are 25,000 or so cooperatives registered now with the CBA, 25,000, with 13 million members. Of these cooperatives, 91% are from the micro, small, and medium categories. 9% are large cooperatives. Those that have been issued a certificate of good standing by the CDA are about 11,600. The most depressing of these statistics is that only 6,295 of those have been issued a CPE by the BIR. Napipilitan sila magbayad under protest nga, pero nagbabayad na. Pero yung alam naman natin, yung mga maliliit na kooperatiba, kung meron mang profit margin, napakanipis. Kung mapipilitan kayong magbayad, kasi yung, kaya nga ginawang tax exempt, para mabigyan ng pagkakataon yung mga maliliit na makasimula, makaahon man lang. Kung talaga pagka mapipilitan pa sila magbayad ng tax, hindi na talaga makapagsimula, hindi makakapag-ahon, never kikita yun. Kaya parang kung hindi lamang hindi nauunawaan ang cooperative movement itong gobyernong ito, kung hindi, parang sinasabotahin pa. This all means that cooperatives in the country get significantly reduced by 50% at every important milestone in their quest for tax-exempt status, from the registration all the way to the application for CTE. Let us compare this with the figures sa SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. There are 460,000 active corporations registered with the SEC, 92,000 are registered partnerships. It's not a good sign if we take into account the social justice objectives mandated by the Constitution and the Cooperative Code, and the very reason that we campaign and endorse the cooperative movement. I cannot believe that despite the tax privileges under the law, the numbers of cooperatives still lag very far behind the numbers of corporations and partnerships. Ang pinakamasaklap dito ay ang nakakatindig balahibong paniniwala ng ating mismong BIR Commissioner na masama ang epekto ng Cooperative Code. Noon lamang nakalipas na budget hearing ng DOF ay sinabi niya na kesyo raw kailangan pag-aralan ulit at ayusin kasi may diferensya ho yung batas na yan. Ang sabi niya sa Cooperative Code. Worst, the BIR chief blamed the phenomenon of cooperativization or making use of the cooperative law to circumvent labor law, to circumvent tax laws. Sino ba ang gumagawa ng ganyan? Nakita natin doon sa rice smuggling, nakita natin sa smuggling ng bawang ng iba't ibang produkto na ginamit ang mga kooperatiba para nga masabi na tax exempt, para makapag-import kung ano-anong na mga kalokohan ng ginawa. Pero ang kooperatiba ba ang gumagawa niyan? Panagay ko hindi. Una-muna, tingnan natin, anong porsyento ng kooperatiba na nasangkot dyan sa ganyang klaseng activity? Napakaliit lamang. Tapos, kung titingnan naman natin, hindi naman kasalanan ng cooperative movement yun. Kasalanan siguro ng enforcement ng gobyerno ng kanilang smuggling. Kasalanan ng Bureau of Customs kasi hindi nila binabantayan. O kasi tumatanggap sila. Kaya kunwari na lang, hindi nila alam yung nakikita nila. Hindi problema ng kooperatiba yung sinasabi ni BIR Commissioner. Problema yan ng Customs, problema yan ng Police, problema yan ng Department of Agriculture. Hindi ko alam kung bakit sinisisi ang mga kooperatiba. Ano na nangyari sa ating BIR? Tila nagdudus-dusan na si BIR Commissioner. Siya na ba ang sambayan ng Pilipino, ang boses ng Pilipinas sa Kongreso? Kung magsalita ay parang hawak niya ang kinabukasan ng buong bansa. These were very telling yet disturbing statements from our tax collector. This is why I am of the belief that our cooperative movement is not being sufficiently nurtured and effectively developed, contrary to the intent of the law. In fact, no less than the CBA has made the stark observation that our cooperative sector remains underdeveloped. Kasi naman, ang CBA, na gusto nila, ay talagang itinutulak nila ang cooperative movement, ngunit wala silang nakukuha ang suporta sa ating gobyerno. Kaya kahit na anong gusto nila, kahit na sa tiyaga nila, sa sipag nila, sa talagang kanilang paniniwala na dapat gawing maganda ang cooperative movement, kulang ang kanilang tao, kulang ang kanilang facilities, kulang ang kanilang training, kulang ang lahat ng support na kailangan para maging malago at masigla ang cooperative movement. The cooperative sector will continue to be underdeveloped. Kung tatanggalin mo nga lahat ng advantage na ibinibigay ng batas sa ating kooperatiba, bakit papapasok sa kooperatiba? Walang advantage, wala na. Hindi magtayo ka na ng negosyo. Subukan mo na lang mag-sari-sari store. Subukan mo na lang magtinda ng kung ano. Pero hindi maaari mo yung kooperatiba kung ganito ang gagawin. Ay mahirap talagang maging successful ang kooperatiba. Meron pa rin na nagiging matagumpay, ngunit mas mahirap na ang magiging trabaho ng mga manager at mas hihina ng gusto ang cooperative movement. It is a basic legal principle that being a species of social legislation, the cooperative code should be interpreted liberally in favor of cooperatives. That is a simple legal principle. It must be interpreted liberally in favor of cooperatives and strictly, kailangan naman, and strictly against the government. Ibig sabihin, pagka in-interpret ang batas sa cooperative code, halimbawa, pag in-interpret, dapat kung maaring pagbigyan ang kooperatiba, dapat gawin nila. Yan ang ibig sabihin, liberally interpreted. Pagka naman sinabi, strictly interpreted against the government, kailangan by the book, basta ang gobyerno. Dahil nga, ginawa nga natin ito para tumulong sa kooperatiba, hindi para pahirapan. This means that the government should tip the balance in favor of a magnanimous policy of social justice and temper its otherwise highly instinctual nature to tax its subjects and to collect fees from its members. Let us remember that our Constitution clearly says that our rule of taxation should be equitable. Our system of taxation should aid in the promotion and growth of our cooperatives and should not stunt and arrest their development. In the cooperative sector, the power to tax is not the same as the power to destroy and should not be interpreted thus. The government should not kill the goose that lays the golden egg, to borrow the familiar word. The CBA says that the reason behind the tightening of incentive system is the observation that our law is susceptible to exploitation by unscrupulous cooperatives to enter through the back door of the business to get tax exemption. For everyone's information, in the Senate, we have uncovered the modus operandi of some criminal minds who have utilized farmers' cooperatives as disguised smuggling entities for foreign-sourced rice and other agricultural products. But then again, this is not a sufficient reason to tighten our regulation of cooperatives. Kagaya ng sabi ko, hindi kasalanan ng kooperatiba yan. Kasalanan ng customs yan. Kasalanan ng pulis. Kasalanan ng BIR. Hindi kooperatiba ang gumagawa nito. Hindi ang cooperative movement. Hindi ito ang habol ng cooperative movement. At kung titignan natin, sa libo-libo ng kooperatiba, ilan ang nasangkot dyan? Marami na ang 10. Marami na ang 100. But then again, these are not reasons. As I said, these are not reasons to completely change our system because this is going to threaten and destroy our cooperative movement. There is a familiar saying, there are only two things in life that are certain, death and taxes. Our cooperatives can definitely attest to the truth of this saying. para bagang para sa kooperatiba, imbis na win-win, nagiging lose-lose ang sitwasyon. Walang takas ang ating mga kooperatiba, buwis o pagkalugi. Ang patakaran ngayon ay tila tax pa more. Tax pa more. Panay ang kolekta ng buwis, kulang-kulang naman at hindi nararamdaman ang serbisyo ng gobyerno. Kawawa naman ang ating kooperatiba, kawawa naman ang taong bayan. With illogical and strangulating fiscal measures threatening our cooperatives, what can we do to possibly make cooperatives the business model preferred by people and the fastest growing form of enterprise? Kahit sinabi ko yung dalawang objective, mukhang mas mahirap, hanggat maunawaan ng ating gobyerno kung ano pa talaga ang ibig sabihin ng cooperative movement. So that now this poses a continuing challenge to the CDA to be the staunch vanguard of cooperatives, to ensure the meaningful implementation of the law and the Constitution. Despite its meager budget, the CDA is brave, just like the shepherd David who was pitted against Goliath and whose flock was always threatened by hungry and rapacious wolves. We have to give credit to the CDA for doing the job that they managed to do with very, very little to work with. This should also be a challenge and an opportunity to the leaders and managers of our cooperatives. You should be at the forefront and should never relent in the struggle to demand logical and common sense implementation by the government of our incentive scheme and to attain tax-exempt status of our cooperatives in the entire country. Aside from focus on business operation, equal focus should be also laid on learning the administrative procedures and establishing harmonious and professional ties with the CDA and hopefully also the BIR, with a view to smoothing and streamlining what is popularly perceived as a difficult and exasperating process of securing tax exemption certificates. I'm hoping that we can count on the Cooperative International Team Shop to be a strong, united, and vocal advocacy group in the making of these tax incentives a reality on the ground, and ultimately to help strengthen and fortify our countrymen's belief in the socio-economic potential and viability of cooperatives. Magkaisa po tayong lahat, magbigayan at magtulungan. I exhort all cooperatives to always be united, even in diversity, all in the name of a continued and productive operation that ultimately benefits its members. Disagreements and differences and opinions that put unity to the test can always be resolved through calm, sober, healthy, democratic exchange of views and dialogue amongst your organizations. Tulad po ninyo at ng buong sektor ng kooperatiba, pangarap ko rin na maabot ang 2020 vision para sa mga kooperatiba. Sana po ay samahan ninyo ako sa aking mission nito upang ang ating pangarap ay ating maabot at gawing isang ganap na katotohanan. Umaasa po ako sa inyong suporta. So without further ado, I send my best wishes to the Assembly. I hope that you will have had and will continue to have a productive and meaningful General Assembly full of fun under the sun dito sa sosyal na Boracay Island. Once again, congratulations! Mabuhay ang Cooperative International Team Shop! Mabuhay ang lahat ng